Hello, Outlanders. My name's Tony. I'm the marketing specialist for Vigor. And today, in our offices in Brno, we had a guest that we just couldn't pass the opportunity to sit down and have a quick interview with. So joining us today is Keosz, a name that some of you Outlanders who have been playing for a while might be familiar with. For the Outlanders who don't know who Keosz is, Keosz, could you introduce yourself to the community?
Hello, so my name is Keosz, aka Erik, and I am main producer for Vigor game, basically for Bohemia. And before that, I'm making some electronic stuff and drum and bass. And after that, I switched to ambient stuff and soundtrack stuff. And right now, I'm focusing only on this kind of music.
So Keosz, for everyone out there, is our main composer for Vigor. You've definitely heard some of his work in our Vigor trailers for the past 4 years. You've heard his work. Now, Keosz, one question for you. How did you get into creating music? Or rather, did you always picture yourself doing this work?
No, it's story from my young age because I was a gamer for beginning and I always enjoy play games and hear the games and game music. So after a long time on school, some friends show me first DAW, it's a reason. And I started experimenting, and after that I start focusing more professionally. And after some years, when I start focusing on DJing and stuff like that, drum bass and electronic stuff, I start making it still more proper and proper. And after some time, I feel I need to change something, and finally I feel I can possibly make some ambient music or soundtrack music. Because when you start making music, it's impossible to start making this kind of music because you need some levels and move that step by step and prepare yourself for better, more complicated music stuff. So basically, I never expect I always have dream, but I don't start making music to be a composer for games or stuff like that, but I always enjoy it from, how to say, when I make music, many people start saying me it sounds like for game or soundtrack, so I usually...
you get the appreciation from people.
So I always, any kind of music I make, I always push it to these deep soundtrack waters, so it's only step by step I'm moving closely to that direction to make music for movies and soundtracks.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So one question, how long have you actually been involved with music?
It's maybe 10 years, but how to say, when I start think I can live with that music or professionally and stuff like that, it's maybe 6 years. Something before Vigor stuff, because I start focusing with, I start releasing on the, I think maybe one from biggest labels for ambient music. And after that I start feeling I am in the right way and start.
You found your calling and then you decided that's what I'm gonna do.
So I split my basically I always do some creativity in design, graphic, and also in the music. So I always enjoy that creative side of the life or something like that. So I always must create something. I am not that PR guy or communicate guy. I'm that guy who must create something. So I really enjoy making even videos or music and stuff like that. So it's one direction always.
Your mind is always turning. You're always thinking of something like what's gonna do next, what we're gonna do next, what's gonna be.
Basically, music, it's my life part for sure for now. I will, if I can't, I never leave it. So basically, it's my wife know it now, right now, because I always told her I must make music and you must because she is not a creative person. So we have many times conflicts because she don't know how it is when you have a ready mind for creation, but you can't create something because I must be with my daughter or something like that. So,
but sometimes that can bring a nice balance, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes different people, they bring balance to each other in that way.
Basically, I need to learn with my kid, use my time, or how to say, my time. I must start to learn time management because I don't have time to waste now.
Yes, you're just busy.
Yeah.
You need to make the most of your time.
But it's said in creative field, it's not work sometimes like that. So you can have 1 week of time and don't do nothing, and one night you can
just do everything.
But space or universe just hit you with stuff, and you find
you always need to be ready for that inspiration. Basically
it's right, something like that. Yeah.
And do you plan on introducing your kid to music as well?
Yeah, it's my dream, but many parents or people warn me. It's that parents paradox, because parent always want kid to do what he loves.
Yes.
And many times it's not what the kid want to do. But she already now like really music. It's fun because we listen orchestral stuff maybe for 40 minutes, half hour, and she sit with me and listening. So my wife also told me it looks like she will like that.
That's amazing.
That creative part, but she is too young for now. But always when she arrived to my studio, she just run away to synthesizer and push everything. So now it's too dangerous, but
it looks promising.
It looks promising for sure.
That's great. Now, could you walk us through your creative process? You talked about being a creative person and creativity hitting you sometimes when you least expect it, right? So you need to be always aware of where you are and how you can manage your creativity and the thoughts that come to your head, right? So could you walk us through your creative process, and how do you usually create the music for Vigor trailers and soundtracks?
Basically, I always waiting for guys from Bohemia to send me some proper inspiration or idea or stuff like that, so I know what we are looking for. But basically, I never have some plan, or I don't work like some other people's. I have some emotions, and after that I will write it. I always sit down, and sometimes I have inspiration from other music, or maybe from guys who send me that inspiration from Bohemia. And after that, I start creating, but I don't have any rules. I start with, I don't know, tones or BPM or stuff like that. It's every time it's different. So basically, sometimes I start with maybe finding right melody. Sometimes I find right tone or sound, and sometimes I start with aggressive percussion or stuff like beat stuff like that. When we need some action stuff, so basically I more include to some beat elements to start with beat elements, not with atmosphere stuff. And basically it's not, I don't have any clear.
So there's no template, there's no like strict rules, like steps that you follow every time. It depends on the vibe, on the atmosphere, and what is required.
It's many different steps. But it's in shadow, and I pick maybe this time will works this one, and after that years I making music, I have some workflows what works, but many times I can change that way when we start.
Yeah, you're very flexible in this, so because everything is fluid.
It's because, how to say it, when I work only in computer, that's why I create modular stuff and or both live instruments, because I need to change my usual workflow. So in modular stuff or synthesizer stuff, it's fun because you need to experiment always and create something. So it's not basically that easy fast way, like you change, just press it in contact or stuff like that. Yeah. So that's why I always change that. Sometimes I change that elements or progress for this reason, because I'm not a musical guy, so I need that other not inspiration, motivation elements to kick me.
Plus,
sometime.
you like to keep things a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
You want to be a bit unpredictable, so nobody knows what's gonna be next.
Yeah, and also new challenge what we brings also with new campaigns for Vigor or. So I always enjoy new challenges because I need to find a new way or
to challenge yourself, to find some new way, a new process, how to do something, right?
Step up from that comfort box.
Definitely.
And it always works good for me.
Definitely. The bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff, basically. And speaking of Vigor soundtracks, do you have a favorite Vigor track that you have worked on?
I don't know. It's always change because when you move to Time, when you start creating something, it's best track for basically it's always best tune for you in that time. Yeah. But when you move to next and next.
Yeah, then you look back and you see like I've done some different things now. It
but
sounds
I'm not
different.
sure what it's many times because it's always some elements I love in every part. But I think I don't have right now the right question, the right answer for that because it's always changing. I always a little bit evolving. So basically,
let's just say you love all the tracks, all that you do. You're proud of it.
Maybe when we just release it now, I can tell you what is for me right now best. But I can say you now.
Let's just say you're just proud of all of your work and how different it sounds from each season based on the vibe and the elements and the atmosphere.
Basically, I work like that because I always, when I don't enjoy it, it's not good.
Awesome. So, with regards to your music and your inspirations, what would you say is the biggest inspiration for you when it comes to creating music? And basically, what kind of music do you listen to?
Basically, it's easy answer for me because for me, it's always other musicians and the music. Because I don't work like stuff that it's rainy day or I have bad day and I need to write something sad, but I listen other stuff and I start listening, wow, it sounds really, really good. Maybe I can try expand something like that because always I work like this. So I evolve with all that music, I listen it, and I still love to listen a lot of music when I can. So basically that's how I work.
That's awesome. Is there like any specific like genre of music that you're more fond?
Basically right now it's mostly soundtrack and game music. It's sometimes good, it's sometimes it's not good because I am too much I'm too much influenced with that soundtrack music, but I love many genres. Basically, it's I from electronic, from dance music, from ambient stuff, from
classical
stuff. Yeah, also from soundtrack. And soundtrack basically it's really nice because game and soundtrack music can bring all that elements together, and it always works nice. From electronic, from orchestra, from dance music or rock, everything will work there.
Is there like a recent soundtrack of a game that you found like very inspiring or like it made a big impact on you?
Yeah, it's basically big impact make for me. It's Mick Gordon with Doom. After that, I start build my modular synths. So basically, Mick Gordon bring me to modular synths, and it's many guys from basically Zimmer, but that's their fault. And also love guys like Clive Martinez, Jet Carzel, or Taylor Bates from Marilyn Mason. He used that bow. Basically, that's for another episode to just recapitulate that old stuff I love.
Yeah, we could definitely have another sit down and just be talking about soundtracks of games. I think everybody would enjoy.
But many games have great soundtracks, but right now I have empty head because I played much less after kid.
Yeah.
So
it kind of changes your life a little bit when you have a kid.
But I love, maybe we speak with Tom about Limbo. I really love that deep ambient stuff from Limbo Inside, and also Doom is totally different.
Yeah.
But it's really good because I have friends who listen and what they listen, maybe hip hop and stuff like that, and they love the doom. So so that Mick Gordon is making something with that music, like making Prodigy before with Fade of the Fields.
Yeah.
When every that different genre people listen to one music from metal, house, or hip hop. Everyone loves Prodigy. So in the game music, it's many people who just listen EDM or stuff like that, but they love also metal stuff from doom. So that was really, really cool.
That's at the end of the day, that is the power of music, right? It connects people. Music is universal, and it's just a way that you can connect people from different backgrounds, from different, anything, and just like unites them into like this feeling that it creates for people, right? That's why
and everybody understands it.
Yeah, everybody understands it without having to say anything, right? That's the beauty of it. So one last question before we wrap this up. I would like to ask you if you have any advice that you would give to other musicians or composers who are trying to get into this sort of field of creating soundtracks and composing music, especially for video games and, let's say, the entertainment industry. What would be your advice to them?
Basically, enjoy it. Because if you don't like to do it or like game music, it's not a good way to make something you don't like or enjoy it. So basically that's, and everything else, it's about every guy, even when we listen to other big names in Prague, in composer stuff, they always told it was right man in the right place. So I have a funny story because I never know Bohemia looking for a guy for new game soundtrack, but Andrei was already here for a few months, and he told me, hey, they're looking for music and that looks like totally your style, so just try to make it something. And
so it was definitely like the right place, the right time.
Basically, always learn, prepare, make music. It's basically you need to the discipline and creativity and stuff like that, and prepare and learn or listen new music or find your style. Because I always looking, but it's always good to find your style, and then you must just wait and be prepared for some call or something like that. Because
be ready for the opportunity, right?
Because basically it's never works like that. I try send emails and stuff like that for companies, but it never works. So always it's something like that. Somebody write me or I find someone totally randomly, and we are just hit together and start working.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens, be at the right place at the right time, or just the circumstances to be, stars align, call it whatever.
But maybe I have one option, because Jeff Mill from Composers told us, in these days you must sound good. It's not more working right now to prepare some good MIDI melody and send it somewhere, because some people from the marketing stuff or other stuff, they don't imagine from MIDI how can that sound in the final product. So basically these days sounds really good and proper when you start show your music. So basically focus on that really good part of sounding here.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it from the man himself. So thank you, Keosz, for stopping by today. It's been a pleasure sitting down and talking to you. I would honestly sit down again and just keep talking music, because I think it's a really nice conversation to dive deep into the mind of a composer and how he perceives music and inspirations and everything. So I'd love to have you again here so we can chat a little bit more about music. Maybe we can dive a little bit into more detail. But until then, thank you guys for joining in and listening, and we'll see you in the Outlands. Take care.
Goodbye.